Hello everybody. An enormous thank you to everyone who already pre-ordered a copy of The Savior's Sister. Thanks to you guys, TSS reached #1 on Amazon. This is a big milestone for me and it means the world to me. I really appreciate you guys showing support for TSS, and I am so excited for you to read Layla's story. Thank you. And keep pre-ordering. Moving on, today we're talking about friendship and how much it sucks. Sort of. Not really. I asked you guys which tropes you'd like me to rip apart next, and the landslide majority vote was friendship. Sidekicks, besties, friends to enemies, enemies to friends. We're dissecting all that shit. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to BookBrush, who has graciously sponsored today's video. BookBrush is a super helpful platform that allows writers to create a wide range of marketing images for their books. I'm talking teaser quotes, social media banners, Amazon ads, box sets, and even book covers. I make nearly all of my marketing images through BookBrush. If you've been following me on social media, then you've definitely seen this in action. The quality of the images is gorgeous, the designs are super professional, and the platform is beyond easy to use. Even if you're not tech savvy, you'll be fine. BookBrush has an instant mockup feature that allows you to create hundreds of mockups of your books in minutes. I actually use those mockups as the end cards for my videos. But even if you make your own marketing image from scratch, it's super easy, and I'm gonna show you how to do that right now.
So I'm here on BookBrush and I've opened up their custom creator. First things first is to select an image size. I'm going to do an Instagram image. Then we move over here to templates. You can choose from community templates or saved templates, but I'm going to start something from scratch. I think I want fireworks. Ooh, lots of options. Now, if the image isn't exactly what you want, you can always add an overlay. Here are some of the overlays to choose from. For The Savior's Sister, I've been using this one a lot. Perfect. Now we move on to the books. As you can see, there are a ton of different books to choose from, even box set templates. Once you choose one you want, you click on the cover you want to upload. Bam. Okay. Once you're comfortable with the size, you can move on to the text. Hardbacks and paperbacks. You can edit the text as you would any text editor. You can change the font, the size, the color, add some shadow. If you want to add more text, go for it. Once you got everything laid out the way you want, you can move on to stamps. You can use stamps that have star ratings. You can use stamps that show where your book is available. I'll put a little stamp here in the corner. I think it looks nice. I think the image is done. So all you do is click download, select the file you want, and just like that, you have your very own marketing image ready for you to use however you please.
Wasn't that fun? BookBrush has a special deal just for you guys. I will give you the details at the end of this video. First, I am breaking down the 10 friendship tropes that I absolutely despise in fiction. Please note this is my personal opinion, not objective fact. If you disagree, that is your prerogative. And if you'd like to hear more of my rants, or if you want some advice regarding the craft of writing or information about the publishing industry, definitely subscribe to my channel and ring that bell. I post content on Wednesdays and bonus content on Mondays. And of course, don't forget that my upcoming dark fantasy novel, The Savior's Sister, is currently available for pre-sale all over the place. I have the information listed below, along with information about the pre-sale giveaway. Check it out. Get on it. Yeah. On to the tropes. Number 1, the friend-zoned loser. This is a trope you can find in pretty much every genre of fiction. The main character's got a skinny boner for his smart, beautiful, and flawless best friend, but she doesn't feel the same way, and he just can't figure out why. It's 'cause you're a loser, dumbass. He's stupid, he's annoying, he's entitled, and as much as he insists he's a nice guy, he's really not. I'm so sick of seeing this trope. We are supposed to root for the guy and wish that the woman would see just how great he is, and maybe I would feel that way if he was actually great. But he's not. He's a stale cat turd that nobody wants to fuck. Just because you're a guy with hormones doesn't mean every heterosexual woman is required to like you back. Get your life together and maybe I'll ship you with pretty McPerky tits. Number 2, the friend-zoned hunk. This is the polar opposite of the previous trope. We usually see this in young adult fiction, especially if the main character is a girl involved in a love triangle. 2 guys are madly in love with her. One is her best friend since childhood. He is tall, he's smart, he's gorgeous, and he just so happens to be the nicest guy in the world who is always there for her no matter what. The other is a petulant douchebag with a six-pack and good hair. Guess which one she's gonna choose? Bestie McHunkface should be a shoo-in. He is literally flawless, but she always ends up choosing the asshole who you just know is the kind of guy who constantly insists on ditching condoms because they feel weird. How is this trope so common that it's actually a cliche? Who is enjoying this trope? I just want to talk. Love yourself, that's all I'm saying. Number 3, ugly girl, pretty girl. The best friend is beautiful, with a swan neck, golden locks, and curves in all the right places. But the main character is a short, ugly cave troll, and she's bitter about it. It's fine if an ugly girl and pretty girl become friends. I'm just tired of the envy it produces, at least in fiction. If you resent your friend's appearance, something they can't entirely control, maybe you shouldn't be friends. I will say I do love this trope when it's properly subverted. An ugly chick and a hot chick are best friends, and there's zero resentment in that regard whatsoever. But I'm not gonna read a book about a girl moping because she has a unibrow and her best friend doesn't. Just wax it, dumbass. Number 4, guys and girls can't be friends. 'Cause genitals. Look, if you can't be friends with another person just because your genitals fit together, you need to grow up. My pee-pee fits into her pee-pee. Gross. It's extra annoying when this shit is perpetuated in fiction because it's not remotely realistic. Do friends sometimes thirst for one another? Of course, it happens. But sometimes friends are just friends. Sometimes guys and girls like each other's personality and nothing more. Sometimes it's because they're not each other's type. Sometimes it's because the boy likes boys and the girl likes girls. If you can't write a convincing friendship between different genders, I am convinced you're 9 years old. You can't change my mind. Number 5, the lone gay. In a group of 10 or more friends, we've got a single, solitary gay. You know, for diversity. First of all, 1 out of 10 ain't diversity. Pretty sure that's just a token. Second, I believe this friendship group for about 0 seconds. Like attracts like. People are friends with those they can relate to. Unless they live in an area where the pickings are slim, queer people are far more likely to befriend other queer people. 'Cause straights are kinda boring. Of course there are exceptions. Maybe they've been best friends since childhood. Maybe they're a found family of misfits. But 9 times out of 10, you're more apt to find a massive group of queer friends with a lone straight versus the other way around. Number 6, the asshole friend. In so many books, there was always one friend who is a complete and utter asshole. If they're female, they're usually a mean girl or a bully. If they're male, they're usually a raging misogynist. But the kind-hearted main character is close friends with this person, often even best friends. They see the good in them. And my question is, why? I can understand if you're stuck with this person and clearly very annoyed by them, but in any other situation, why are you voluntarily spending your time with them? It works for love interests as well. If the main character is presented as this heart of gold do-gooder and their best friend or love interest is a flaming pile of shit, you're activating my side eye. We are a reflection of the people we choose to surround ourselves with. If your best friend is a piece of shit, you're probably a piece of shit too. Number 7, the one-sided friendship. This is very common when we've got a book with a hero and a sidekick. The main character has a goal they're trying to achieve, and the sidekick is hovering around like, yes, master. Whatever you say, master. I get that the main character's story is the story, so we need to focus on them. However, I expect there to be some indication that the friend has a life of their own. Are they dating anyone? Got any hobbies? Or do they exist solely to throw out zingers and suck the main character's dick? Not only will this prevent me from believing the friendship, it'll also make me hate the characters involved. The MC is some kind of douchey taskmaster, and the best friend has about as much agency as a paper bag. Number 8, perfect harmony. I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed a trend in fiction where best friends just get along perfectly. They never fight, they never argue, they just agree on all things. Because the author said so. I think this is the author's attempt of showing how well they get along, but I'm gonna call bullshit. Cliff is my best friend, and sometimes we disagree. Doesn't mean we're in a fight, it's often playful and funny, but we are still separate people with our own opinions. And even if it is an argument, so what? Friends fight, they get on each other's nerves. I'd like to see more instances where friends bother one another because that's how relationships work. It's not all perfect harmony and unwavering support. People are flawed and rub one another the wrong way. I want to see that in the next book I read. Number 9, the fight. This is the opposite of the last point. They're best friends, have been for years, decades. Then they get into one fight. The fight. It usually isn't very serious. One of them is dating a jerk, or maybe they're spending too much time at work. You know, dumb shit. But they can't recover. The friendship is over. Over one fight. Seriously? Friends fight. It happens. And if you've been friends for decades, it's probably happened a lot. How did this one fight over something so trivial destroy the foundation of your friendship? I could understand if you're acquaintances, but best friends? Unless your friend fucked your wife, or fucked your mom, or fucked anyone of importance really. This should be something you can bounce back from. Dial it back a bit, the drama is too damn high. And lastly, number 10, friends to enemies, back to friends again. You used to be best friends, but then she fucked your boyfriend, killed your dad, and set your house on fire. But now you're friends again, because redemption arcs are on trend. I know I said friends should be able to bounce back from a fight, but there is a huge difference between that and tolerating repeated abuse and then allowing the person to come back into your life. Have you no pride, or at least standards? Look, I'm willing to overlook a lot of flaws, like not respecting the Oxford comma, or listening to Taylor Swift. But if you become my full-blown enemy, like trying to ruin my life status, that bridge is burnt. I don't care if it's fiction, write some characters with some goddamn common sense. So that's all I got for you today. A huge thank you to BookBrush for sponsoring today's video. I am a huge fan of their platform. They are so easy to use, and I use them for nearly all of my book marketing images. And right now, you can get 20% off any paid plan on BookBrush using code Jenna20. This will give you 20% off each year you're on one of their paid plans, so if you need any marketing images, which let's face it, most authors do, definitely check it out. Jenna20, the link is below, get on it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, I post new videos on Wednesdays, and if you want to be alerted as soon as I upload, you have to ring that bell. I post tons of bonus content on Mondays. You don't want to miss out. Ring it. The Save Your Sister is available for pre-order right now, and I'm hosting a massive pre-sale giveaway. I'm handing out over 35 prizes. All of the information is listed below. Pre-order a copy and enter the giveaway. And be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and of course you can tweet me at Jenna Moreci. Bye!
Hey, this is Nick, the voice of Tobias and the narrator for The Saviour's Champion, written by our Jenna. If you enjoy her writing advice, or if you want to find out about her publications, then you know what to do. Click the subscribe button, ding the bell, and you'll get notified every single time she puts up a video or she goes live. Now what are you waiting for?